Hello and welcome to Tom Meets Interesting People. This is the podcast where I interview everybody from voice actors to nuclear engineers to talk about their work, their projects and their processes. And we never get to do episodes like this, do we? Because of the format of the show. We never get to say, hi, how are you doing? So here's me asking, hi, how are you doing? It is snowing. Well, it's going to threaten to snow right now. We had a massive blanket of snow happen over Sunday and Monday, which made getting into work for my other half quite an interesting endeavour. But the gritters this year are absolutely on it. Like, seriously, those roads were clear within seconds. I swear, the first snowflake came and they were on it. But of course, this is Britain. So as soon as we get even 1 centimetre of snow, everybody forgets how to drive. And it leads to those hilarious compilations of people, you are literally, you know what you're doing wrong? You are pressing too much on the accelerator. You're trying to start it in first gear and you're spinning the wheels. You don't want to spin the wheels. You need a high amount of torque to have the car smoothly go over the snow. But anyway, I'm having a little bit of a rant there. So the whole point of this is more of a note, just to let you know what's happening over the Christmas period. I am going to be taking Christmas off. I need to take Christmas off. Goodness knows I have to take Christmas off. I just need to breathe for one moment. And that's not to say that I don't love releasing an episode, because quite frankly, releasing an episode of this podcast is often the highlight of my week. I have a lot of fun doing it and then getting on the social medias and being like, look, I've had this conversation with this super interesting person. So, Christmas is being taken off, and the next episode will be with the wonderful Matthew Bliss from the Dead Drop podcast, and that will air on January the 3rd, so in the new year, the first episode of 2023. And I do have a question, and I do have an absolute question for Abigail from the Manic Pixie Weirdo podcast, whose episode was released a few weeks ago. How do you do this? Like, I know we talked about it, but seriously, how do you do this just speaking into the camera, or speaking into the microphone rather, with no one else to talk back to, and do it in one take? Like, this is the 9th time I have attempted to record this episode. Abigail, teach me your ways. Also, make sure that you listen to Kevin Jones's episode. That's the one that kicked off this whole season from the Game of Parents podcast. Kevin, Abigail, Matthew, utterly wonderful podcasters. Recommend you check them out. Jim's episode just got released yesterday. He's an utterly charming, sort of wonderful guy. And I'm really surprised at how close my personal business ethos matched his. So that was a really good conversation. It's just a shame that we only had a small amount of time to do it, but I think we squeezed everything out of that. So until next time, I sincerely hope you have the most Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope that period for you is peaceful and is full of happiness and joy, and I wish you all a very happy New Year.